Game number 3, Yankees, Guardians. Jake, got a burn?
Fuck you. Oh,
baby.
Brought to you by SeatGeek, code John Boy Playoffs, 10% off.
Just play the
Burn.
SpongeBob soundtrack.
Bernie, the burn man. Burner.
have you ever seen a Sevy with the butterfly doors? Sevy with the butterfly doors. Yeah, stunting is a habit. Luis Severino returns to the playoff bump for the New York Yankees against the good doctor. We'll see you now. Dr. Sticks, Tristan McKenzie, kind of our guy on the bump for the Guardian. Josh nails one early RBI single. And then Rich Homie Quan, baby, won't you come my way? It's 2-0 Guard Dogs. But Trev, we worked on the swing. We looked at it on the plane. Big Aaron Judge joins the party. 450 to deep center field. We are locked up at 2s. And then my necklace king, Oswaldo, he leans into one. What fortitude by these upstart Yankees to make the score 4-2. How's your kid, Brennan? The Rook came up in late September. He gets another RBI single. But Harry Bader, not missing Monty right now. Are you Yankee fans? I kind of are. 5-3 Yanks in the 9th. Oh, no. Rosario with the RBI single. And then this guy could live in a pineapple under the sea. He might be the king of Cleveland when it's all said and done. Big Oscar Gonzalez with the game-winning RBI walk-off single. Guardians rip out the hearts of Yankee fans as they win 6-5 Guard Dogs.
Trev, you want to ask us questions or start? We were live. All of our thoughts and opinions are out there on Talkin Yanks. Happy to share them again or reiterate or whatever. I'm going to send the BBD. I'm going to slack you something to make a grand point here about my Yankees.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know really where to start with this. I'm watching the ball that landed in front of Cabrera again. Are you guys, was that talked about a lot? Left field defense, how it's come into play in this series. And it's not this dude's fault. He's not a left fielder. He's just not, dude. Like, he's athletic enough to go do it, but
yes.
So you guys did talk about that. Okay.
Well,
I wasn't sure.
There's layers.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. I mean, I don't want to get it. They have 2 professional outfielders on the bench. And they have a kid who's in there for his bat and had never played left field once in his minor league career's 20 or so games out there. And he's looked decent enough.
I need a homer.
And yeah, you want to start him. But, at that point, you're up 2 runs in the 9th. All you need is 3 outs. All you need is 3 outs. You don't need any more offense. And you have 2 professional outfielders on your bench and a non-professional outfielder playing the outfield, who's looked all right. But, that's not his gig.
That was kind of my first thought about that, was why wasn't Hicks out there?
And they asked, and then a lot of the frustrations, Boone is just like full of shit in the post game. So,
the other layer to that is Andrew Benintendi is taking at bats in Tampa while we talk, a Gold Glove left fielder who
he's not hurt.
His hand is still hurt. He's rehabbing. But if you're not going to use Hicks in any spot, they've had him, potential pinch hit spot, potential defensive replacement spot. If you're not going to use him at all, I'd rather have a one-handed Benintendi come in for a 9th inning, because that ends your argument. Like, that guy knows how to play defense. So, yeah, are we talking about 2 bloops in left, and what would that mean for this series? A couple more plays at shortstop that led to extra batters and a run and extra pitches. That when this Yankees bullpen, who their good bullpen has been good. Trevino, Johnny, and Wandy have been their guys coming into this series, and they've been good. But they end up running short on runs and outs, and they try to use their bullpen to pitch to like a perfect plan, Like they don't think extra innings are real, and they don't think that wrinkles happen in plans. And when that happens, you have Clark Schmidt, young, talented starting pitching prospect, coming in for a save on the road against the guard dogs. I don't know, man. Like at the end of the day, you're looking in the mirror like we didn't execute this properly. And credit to the Guardians for, again, knowing who they are, being who they are, putting the bat on the ball and making it happen.
Yeah, all credit goes. I mean, I'm not trying to take any away from the Guardians because that's the game they play and they're playing it and it's really, really good. Look at this graph, Trev. This is every ball the Guardians have put in play in the air in the postseason so far, and I'm sure their season matches it. So the gray dots are outs. Then you have 4 home runs. Okay, you're not catching those balls. 1 double off the wall. The Yankees are still playing their outfielders so deep. This Guardians team doesn't hit balls over your head, and they won't move the outfielders in. There shouldn't be a no man's land. That's what Boone said. That ball in left field, it kind of just dropped into no man's land. No one catch that. Boone, you're full of shit. That's a left fielder catches that ball easily. That plays left field. But they won't adjust to what the Guardians are doing. Because Bader lets a ball drop in front of him that Miles Straw hits. And then twice they got balls dropping in front of him in left field. And it's like, man, the Guardians are really good at putting the ball in play, guys. But Quan is up there literally directing the ball exactly where he wants to go with check swings and half swings. It's very impressive. He's awesome to watch. But it's very frustrating to see Bader, who's fast as shit and can go back and get balls, not being told or not playing in. Like, how many balls do we have to watch drop right in front of outfielders that's where the Guardians hit balls?
Is it like a run prevention thing? Let's stop the extra base hits. That's what the analytics tells us we have to do, because I guess I understand that to a point, but you have to make adjustments, and they haven't been able to do that defensively. But again, you're putting guys out of position.
IKF booting balls and costing more. Cost Sevy around 15 pitches, which when you have a short bullpen, that's crazy. And then we talked about it off air. The misconception right now is that the Yankees were dying for Clay Holmes to be in the game. But that's not really the case. I very much wasn't. I didn't want Clay Holmes to come in. I wanted them to use the 3 relievers they had to get the last 10 outs, which is very doable. But Trevino only got 1 out. And then they pulled him after 7 pitches. And then Loaizaga was cruising. Jose Ramirez, he looked sharp, Loaizaga. And Jose Ramirez hit a dribbler. And he beat it out. And they pulled him they pulled Loaizaga after that after 15 pitches. It's like, all right, you have a 2-run lead. You got 3 innings left. You got 3 good bullpen pitchers. We thought they were pulling him early because Clay Holmes was part of their plan. And I was like, Clay Holmes can't be part of this plan. He hasn't been that good. We were wrong. Clay Holmes wasn't part of the plan. Clark Schmidt was. So why are you pulling your 2 really good relievers early when Clark Schmidt, or a starter prospect, is part of the plan? So, man, and then Sevy comes out and Holmes comes out, and it's a little bit of like disarray in the quotes and players calling out Booney, and it's kind of a bad look. Guardians fans on the other side.
Yeah, let's go.
Damn thing.
Let's go over to the Guardians because there's a couple things that jump off. Really strong effort from their bullpen. Henches, last time we saw him, he was throwing 3 innings and extra innings. He gives up the solo dong to Bader, but De Los Santos and Morgan with his Bugs Bunny changeup, they end up going 4 innings, 1 run. So, and that's their secondary bullpen. You know, in game 2, they burnt out Class A. And Stefan and, our guy Karinchak, my doppelganger. So they don't use those guys in their secondary bullpen hold. So when we're talking about the Yankees' current bullpen issues, that should be in the foreground. These Guardians, how's your 9 for 17 with runners in scoring position? 15 hits. The Guardians won this game. and good for them because they did it with their brand of baseball, coming back in front of that home crowd. We know and are closer to the Yankees' errors, and some of them are things we've seen building through the season. So that's why we can harp on them more significantly. But yeah, I love the fact the Yankees were a pitch away, and that video of Joe's and his boys has gone super viral, and us at the bar has gone pretty viral. The Yankees, and we talked about this with game 2, Trev, they played game 2 like they were worried about, playing a 5-game set. There was a little bit of that in this one too, yet you still used your good bullpen. A couple of those guys haven't pitched 3 days in a row, and they would now have to. And now you're, series on the line. So they, I don't know. And like Jimmy said, I don't know if you saw the quotes or if the people heard the quotes or if they even care, but Clay Holmes said, I was good and ready to go. The Yankees said he wasn't. Sevy, who they 60-day IL'd earlier this season when he didn't want to, he said, oh, you're going to have to ask Booney and Blake what's going on there because we don't know anything about that. There's the Yankees at times operate like they are this model franchise that everyone copies and thinks are kings of the world. And yet then it gets just planted in their face. And we're hopefully a Garrett Cole special effort and a survival game in the Bronx away from a different story. But, oh, boy.
Communication, baby. That's what you gotta have with your players. That's it. It's like, it really is that simple. If you're a manager watching this show, which all 30 do, they've all told me, communicate. My goodness. With all that said, you got Clark Schmidt on the mound. You got bases loaded. Naylor just looks bad on, I think it was just 3 straight breaking balls. Get the strikeout. You're still up a run. Oscar Gonzalez comes up. My freaking guy. There's been 4 guys now in the last couple of years I've just seen, I've been a fan of instantly. Okay. Alek Manoah. I was like, damn, I like this guy. He's been really good. Yordan Alvarez. I was like, I'm in love with you right away. I love this swing. He's been really good. Oscar Gonzalez earlier in this year. I told you guys, who is this guy? Yeah. He's a beast. The other one's Bobby Witt Jr., who nice season he had. Can't wait to see what he can do next year. Oscar Gonzalez comes up. Gets down in the count. He has a horrible swing. On the last pitch, it doesn't matter. He gets the barrel to it. It was a one-handed ass out, great pitch right there. But he finds the barrel, dude. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm like, you don't just have to have one swing in the bag. You got to have a bunch of swings in the bag. When you're a hitter and you're getting abused by breaking balls, there is that desperation mode. And there are times where you can figure out a way to let go of your bat with your top hand and extend with the left to get the barrel just there. And that's all he had to do. Base hit back up the freaking box. He's this year's Big Poppy. All these game-winning hits, and they haven't been like super pretty. Obviously, we know the walk-off was nice. The walk-off bomb you crush, but he has the bloop hit. Now he's got this one ass-out swing up the middle. But, dude, give these guys credit. They played their game. And that's what I said coming into the series. They have an identity, and they can play to it. And that's what they've been doing.
It's very true. And the Yankees just won't. They have better ways to present themselves, and they're just not doing it. Like not having your best defense out when all you need is 3 outs.
That's very, very strange. I didn't even really think about that. That's what good teams do.
You need 3 outs and you win, and you should say, okay, do we have our best defensive player at every position? Who's available on the bench? A professional outfielder in Hicks, a professional outfielder in Lo Castro, a young kid who hasn't played left field more than 20 times. Okay, let's sub that guy out. Hell, let's put that guy at short because he's a better shortstop than our starting shortstop and put Hicks in left field.
Another story, bro.
And it's like, how do you not do that? Okay,
That's all
Clay
the
Holmes
manager.
isn't available. We got to really ride Trevino, Loizaga, and Wandy. 7 pitches, Trevino's out. What? I'm not taking away anything from the Guardians here because they beat the Yankees 15 hits. But the Yankees, I mean, you're better than what you're doing.
They were
and I
still
don't
in a
understand.
position to win.
Yeah, they were. But this is manager stuff. Putting in the right defense, managing the bullpen. Like I said before the playoffs, I love the playoffs because managers have to make these decisions. You start to pare down the bullpen. You have your guys. Lanes has become a huge buzzword in baseball. We found the lane we liked. Go win the game, dude. Like, put your guys in the position to succeed. You have the guys that you like. Go let them do their thing. Like, let them go play ball and do what they're supposed to do. You have to have your best defense in there at the end of the game, up 2 runs. That's the bottom line, dude. And to have those guys on the bench, it's mismanagement. It's what it is.
I want to give a shout out to Jake's best friend, Austin Hedges. His numbers, I don't even know what his batting average is, probably nothing in this series. What's that?
083.
His pitches per plate appearance is 5.5. His on-base percentage has to be 380, 370.
375.
375. And he's a guy who should be an easy out based on his stats throughout the whole season and career. And he is not making it an easy out for whoever he's in the box against. And it's changing the game a little bit that this Guardians bottom of the lineup, who really aren't there to hit, are working walks or working long counts, driving up pitch count, and the Yankees bullpen is short. And so shout out to Hedges. 5.5 pitches per is good for him.
Every Guardian starter had a hit in the middle of the Yankees lineup. Rizzo, Stanton, Donaldson, IKF. They go 0 for 15. Rizzo had a walk. So there's a big gap there in how you're navigating a baseball game. And I wanted to say it before, but I'll try to drive it home harder now. When I mention those up and coming AL teams, Mariners gone now. Jays gone now. Birds, Orioles, I am chaos, not yet. And here are the Guardians, a win away from being the ones that are going to the CS. So shout out to the guard dogs. Garrett Cole, you better drop it tonight. My goodness.
Let's give credit because this is an awesome stat, dude. Oscar Gonzalez, most career go-ahead hits in the 9th inning or later postseason history. He's sitting at the top with some legends. He's got 3. Pete Rose has 3. David Ortiz has 3. Carlos Correa, Cody Bellinger, and our good friend J.D. Drew. Remember him? Him and Ortiz are the only guys that do it in one single postseason. And guess what? It ain't over for him yet.
You could just tell by the way. Oscar stands in the box in that moment, where it was. I think I said it on a live stream or thought it was just like, oh, this guy doesn't give a fuck.
No, he has SpongeBob as his walk-up song.
Yes.
He doesn't care.
Look at this.
He doesn't care. Golly.
SpongeBob.
Awesome. All right.
The Guardians, dude. Are you kidding me?
I mean, this is the only. Are we going to give the pitching matchup, Jim?
Cole Quantrill for a game. I'm trying not to think about it, so you can talk about it.
Okay. Garrett Cole gets paid a lot of money, almost as much money as that whole Guardians roster. It's going to be a fun talking point. We'll be streaming tonight. It'll be fun too.
On the Guardian side, they have a fresh pen. Their guys are ready to go. Clase is going to get 15 outs tomorrow or tonight.
Great.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what Tito's doing? Talking to his players about the game plan.
Come on.
Here we go, kids. Chris Rose had a pretty good Tito impression. I don't know if he busts that out on baseball today,
right
but
now.
you should get it.
Right now. That was practice.
He's good. Go Guardians, go.
Yeah, I mean, this game is going to be like Quantrill for 3, Steven for 3, or Quantrill for 3, Steven, Morgan for 1, Karen Jack for 1 if he can, Clase for 2.
You guys look stressed already.
What I mean, if the Yankees win, they need so many changes to even have have a chance in the ALCS that they're not going to do. So it's a little bit, this same feeling the last 4 years of Boone and co postseason.